most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Howdy, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
Our
Bob.
humble opinion. Today we're going to talk about the best wrist forearm stretches to release tightness and pain. We're going all the way from the beginner to the advanced, Brad.
Right.
Because this is quite often the case that you're going to need after you've had an injury, surgery. I'm taking the reins of this video.
Right.
If you've been casted or if you have arthritis, you're going to want to do the first two. We'll tell you what ones you shouldn't do.
Right.
If you have
We'll
arthritis.
walk you right through it.
If you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. And you're going to want to join us on our social media channels because this is going to fit right in with this.
Okay.
Because we're always doing a giveaway every week. And this week we're giving away the Thermotex infrared system.
The hot heating system.
Heating system. And this thing works great on wrists and hands. It actually penetrates all the way through the wrist. The heat does.
And it's a gentle heat, works well. So if you need some heat, yeah, it's a good system.
Yeah, you can sign up for our contest. You can go to bobandbrad.com. It's under giveaways, or you can go to our Facebook, Bob and Brad. It's pinned to the top of the page.
So we've had a lot of people comment. We do have a couple other videos that talk about wrist range of motion and stretching. This comes at it from a little different angle. We always learn things new all the time and come up with different treatments.
Ways to go at it.
Yep, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start out with just, with the wrist, flexion.
Yeah, there's generally,
extension.
there's what, 5 main positions that we're looking at here. So yeah, flexion and extension.
There
Should
you
I go this way?
Sure. So we're going to break it down. So first of all, just see if you can move your wrist all the way and compare it to your other wrist. Assuming your other wrist is healthy, you can kind of see if this wrist
Wouldn't that be easier on the table, Brad, or not?
Well, we could use a table. Good idea, Bob.
I just think it's easier to compare.
There you go. So, if this one's only coming up about that far and the other one comes way up, well,
Right.
you want to get to that point.
You know where what your goal is.
If you're older, you had a problem, maybe that was normal. So we're going to work flexion and extension first.
Yep.
And then turn your thumb up like this. And then this is called radial and ulnar deviation.
Right.
Just a different range of motion. And the next one is supination and pronation, and that works the forearm way up into the elbow. There's joints and muscles working up there quite a bit more. And it does work nice, Bob, to stabilize it on a table like this.
These often are tight in all directions after a surgery.
Exactly.
So, and some of them tend to be worse than others. We don't know which one is going to be in your case, but you'll want to look at every one of them.
So once you get your flexion feels good, your rotation feels good, and this feels good, then it's time to go to the next step. And that is passive range of motion. Put a little stretch on it to make sure it's as far as it's going to go, because you want all the range that you can get. And if you're going to extend, you could go like this, but we don't want you to grab the fingertips. Grab at the base of the fingertips, because there's tendons associated with the fingers that you don't want to influence the wrist extension. So isolate the wrist here, and you can go like this and hold it for 2 or 3 seconds and do that 10 times, or you can do a sustained stretch, hold it 15 to 30 seconds, and then relax it. Do that 2 or 3 times. And then when you go down, same thing, you don't want to roll the fingers all the way up and under. We want to focus on the wrist. So at the knuckles, there, the big knuckles, we're going to stretch there. Again, stretch and hold and relax 10 times.
And again, you can do this on a table if you want, off the table.
Yeah, you bet. So we can do it that way. And the same thing going this way. When you do it this way, you don't have to worry about the fingers, whether they're flexed or extended. And this is usually not the biggest problem.
Usually not a problem. Usually you don't lose, but would you stretch it into pronation and supination?
Sure, yep. We can go the palm up and then give it a little rotation stretch.
Give it a little extra stretch.
Yep. I just like to grab, when I have my patients, I just grab your palm like here, the thumb in the middle of the palm, and then go over this way, grasp here. And all these stretches, you don't want to make them so painful that it creates sharp pain. Just a nice, gentle stretch pain.
Yeah, you're only bumping into the pain, as we always say.
Yep.
You're not going deep into it. And so it's been pretty simple right now. We've done the same motion, and then we added a stretch to them, all those motions.
And, this may take a week or 2 weeks. I've had people after a cast, take 2 to 3 weeks before they regain, sometimes more.
And then you want to get to that point where it's equal to the other side if possible.
Right.
So
again, assessing, comparing one to the other. If you need a little more range of motion, usually this is with younger people who want to get back to more aggressive sports and activities. And a good way to do it is we're pulling this way, but you can put your hand here and we're going to work on extension, but don't do it like this. This is the wrong way to do it. The way you want to do it is get your fingers over the edge so your fingers are flexed.
So we're focused just on the wrist itself.
Right. And then
just gently lean forward. Yep. So basically we're extending the wrist like this.
Bob, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but Bob's wrists extend further than mine do, and that's just the way that's genetic. That's the way we are. And again, same frequency, same time duration, either 10 reps of pressure on, pressure off, or 2 or 3 of 15 to 30 seconds. And you can do the same going this direction. Usually this direction, I find with my patients, comes a little easier than this direction.
Right, I found the same. This is the one that tends to be restricted.
Now, for those people who are high level, they want to get back to a sport, maybe baseball, hockey, golf, where you really need some good range of motion. You're younger.
And strength.
A lot of dynamic range of motion we're going to get into next. This is what I like to do. I just started this in the last year or so.
Gotcha.
Take a stick. We use the Booyah stick because it works really well. You need something at least 3 feet. This is 5 feet long. I wouldn't go any longer than 5 feet. You could use a piece of doweling. If you want the Booyah stick, we have that below on our favorite products or on bobandbrad.com. Look at the point of the stick, and that's going to be, this is the starting point right in front of your chest. You might want to stagger your stance. If it's in your right hand, your right foot is forward, and you're going to make a figure 8 with that point of the stick. So imagine there's a piece of chalk there, and you have a chalkboard that wraps around your body.
So it's a sideways figure of 8. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. Just watch this. We're going here and make that loop, and then we're going to come back to the cross where it started. Now we're going to make the other part of the figure 8 over on the right side.
Isn't that a symbol for infinity?
It could be the infinity. There you go. It'd be a sideways figure 8 or infinity. I don't want to hit you, Bob. And you just work this. Now this works not only the wrist and the elbow, it also works the shoulder. So you're really preparing your whole right arm and shoulder for upper level activities.
I don't know that I would do this one if you have arthritis. This might flare things up.
That's a good point.
The first 2 were appropriate for arthritis, but this one I would. This is more advanced. This is for the athlete, the person that's getting back into some heavy duty stuff.
So as you get better with it and it feels better, you can try it with your good arm. If you're right-handed and you're left-handed, just the coordination thing will change a little bit. But at least you'll get a feel for one arm to the other, the uninvolved versus the injured one. And once you get to a higher level, you got to watch. You can make the circle a little bit bigger and a little bit faster.
Look at this guy.
And you can see how it, this is something that for those athletes who are really working something.
I'm going to step over here.
You're safe, Bob. Don't worry about it.
They always say that.
It's a good workout. You get not only range of motion, coordination, but you get a fatigued arm. It's a wonderful Now, start out slow, Bob. Slow. The figure 8 infinity.
Right before a person's dog always bites me, the person always tells me, don't worry, the dog won't bite you. So
stagger your feet, Bob. Right foot forward. Right foot. Right.
On the right foot?
There you go. Now you breathe, Bob. Relax.
I'm not as good as you, am I?
Well, it takes a little practice, Bob.
So
you would be fine with it. Give yourself a couple hours worth.
All right.
Once a day for 2 weeks, you'd be spinning that baby great.
Thanks for watching. Remember, we can fix just about anything.
Except for
a broken heart.
Do you think this can help?
No.
The Booyah stick.
No.
I think it might someday.
There's no way it's going to help, Brad.
We just need to change the color.
All right. Thanks for watching.